tomorrow I freaking have to clean. I gotta clean the house. I gotta do a bunch of stuff. But let's not worry about that. Chores are bad. That's tomorrow. Don't worry about that. Right now, I want to check out some news while everyone gets in. It's a game I was super excited about, but the more I see about it, the less I am. So it's Suicide Squad. If you don't know, it's basically I guess they were trying to capitalize on the whole fame of the new movies that came out for Suicide Squad. But we've been waiting for a freaking at least for me, I've been waiting for a Justice League video game. Something like the Avengers one, except with less microtransactions, because that one was garbage. The Avengers game was garbage. So I was hoping for something like that, but maybe you could switch or pick between your favorite characters and go on different missions, Something like Lego Star Wars. You get what I'm saying? Where you could take a different character or a different hero into the mission and then it'll open up different, spaces and stuff, whatever. And so I was hoping for something like that, but no, instead we're getting like a classic, I don't know, it feels like Fortnite, but mixed with, just defeating all the actual people I care about and want to play as. So I'm just going to check out the news. We'll see what's happening. I'm hoping nothing too bad, but it looks like they got a delay, which might be good. Honestly, the delay might be good. Checking the audio real quick. The delay might be a good thing. We don't know. Hopefully they take what people are saying and change the game, because I don't like what I'm seeing so far.
Justice League. We have gone from, holy crap, Rocksteady's back and they're making a Suicide Squad game, to, Rocksteady, why are you making this Suicide Squad game? There's been plenty of backlash surrounding the most recent gameplay showcase of Suicide Squad that has garnered a likes to dislikes ratio that looks something like this. And I've already said time and again before why this has happened. The looter shooter elements that makes it seem like this game's going to be pretty grindy. You're going to...
Not only that, but then they picked the worst possible Suicide Squad members for it. I'm not saying I don't like those characters. Trust me, I freaking love Deadshot. Absolutely love Harley Quinn. King Shark, amazing, hilarious. But also, every single one of them could just get slapped by Superman and it's over. The game's over. I don't understand.
Looting, rare guns and...
Not even just Superman. The Flash. People underestimate how powerful the Flash is. He can punch you basically 1 billion times in a second.
And you're going to be focused on gear score and a bunch of numbers to manage, live service elements, microtransactions, battle pass, poorly paced progression, online only, even for single player. A lack of hero individuality was a big sticking point where...
Yeah, I really hate that. The online only, at least in my opinion, from what I've seen, the games that force you to be online only typically just want you to be online because they want to be able to have a streamlined way to basically just have you purchase microtransactions. and I'm not a fan.
All the player characters here are just shooting guns, and their special abilities are relegated to special abilities instead of being the main kit with which you play as these characters.
Again, makes sense for Deadshot. His primary should absolutely be the little hand pistol.
Just to really make you feel like them. And then the mission design just looks incredibly bland. Here's a screen.
But honestly, if anybody deserves to be just blasting, it's going to be Deadshot, of course. Maybe his little hand wrist thing is going to be like some Uber thing. I can imagine him having if anybody, what was the name of that game? It was a really old game where you played as clones, and there was an alligator dude. I'll try to remember it if I can, but it's really, really old. That's PlayStation 2 era, original Xbox era. And so it was a really cool auto aim, special skill that pretty much just let you switch between what target you're firing at, and it was just 100% accuracy. So
screenshot of what is
they can do something like that.
The whole gameplay presentation, just shooting purple blobs, be it on enemy tanks, on enemies, or on giant structures, and that seems to be the whole point of the set pieces, which just seems like it'll get old, and it's just nowhere near as cinematic as what Rocksteady's produced in the past with the Arkham
Hello, Roxanne Wolf. Hope you have yourself a great day.
And what's crazy to think about is that this game was supposed to come out in about a month.
Where's Portal 3? I don't know. I'm still waiting on Portal 3. I would gladly have a Portal 3, but I'm pretty sure Steam just doesn't want to mess with their catalog anymore. And I understand. I mean, Steam at the end of the day has, they're still selling game. All those freaking games that they created, Left 4 Dead, they still sell. So I don't think they probably just don't want to touch it. You know what I mean?
month as of the publishing of this video.
Highly doubt they're ever going
had
to.
it not been delayed. And this is not the first time the game's been delayed. Originally, it was supposed to come out in 2022 before it slipped into 2023. That release date was eventually locked to May 26, 2023. But Jason Schreier here reported that based on information he received from a source with direct knowledge of the matter, Warner Brothers has again delayed the video game based on the Suicide Squad comic book franchise. This particular report came shortly after the release of this controversial gameplay footage that garnered all this negative
And I'll tell you what, after this, we'll watch this real quick before we move on to the scaries.
reception. Now, at the time, this was a rumor, a reliable one at that, given Jason Schreier's track record, and not to mention that a number of other outlets and sources were corroborating this. Jazz from Windows Central, for example, tweeted, "Hearing Suicide Squad kill the Justice League is grabbing a delay from May to Q4-ish 2023.
Okay, the fact that they're saying Q4-ish, it's like, okay, now I'm starting to wonder whether this is to actually improve the game or because they're hoping that the holidays give them a better chance.
While there was no official confirmation,
Christmas and all that,
it seemed pretty likely that we would eventually hear from Warner Brothers that the delay will happen. The question was, how far would they delay the game? How much longer will we have to wait? And the wait is significantly longer than I anticipated, whereas Jazz had heard that the game would be delayed to Q4 2023-ish, sort of in the October, November, December 2023 timeframe. So that's May, June, July, August, September, October, at least 5 months, at most 8. What ended up
see, the problem here is that I'm going to forget about the game, and I'm just not going to end up buying it.
happening officially.
Because other games are going to come out for Christmas, and they're going to compete heavily, and I'm sure I'm going to friggin', especially if friggin' Dead Space or Resident Evil 4 remake goes on sale, I'm not buying the Suicide Squad. I'm buying Dead Space. I'm buying Resident Evil 4 remaster.
Actually, is that the game got delayed by almost an entire year until 2024, and this has been officially confirmed by the official Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Twitter page. It took him a while.
Like, I'm not complaining. I love all these, I love Captain Boomerang. I love King Shark. I love all of them. But it's like, you have Killer Frost. That would make way more sense against any superhero, especially against the Flash.
To release this official statement, there were...
You have, even if you don't want to, and it's like, you could even freaking do oh gosh, what was that? Not Marvel vs. Camp, what was it? Oh, who was the freaking Marvel game that you got to, like, keep switching? Was it Marvel Ultimate Alliance? That's what it was. Do something like that, but with the villains. It would be sick.
Cutting
and don't make them fight superheroes. The superheroes are overpowered on purpose.
it kind of close, with a statement having been published on April 13th, 2023, which is a little over a month out before the original release date of the game of May 2023. And here's the statement that they put out there. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will now launch on February 2nd, 2024. That's about 10 additional months of development as of the publishing of this video. And the reasoning behind this is we have made the tough but necessary decision to take the time needed to work on getting the game to be the best quality experience for players.
So unless that specifically means we're removing all the loot boxes and freaking microtransactions, and now we have to completely redo the entire, like, leveling up system, because we were really hoping you guys would be willing to pay us. Like, that's what I'm hearing, basically.
Thank you to our amazing community for the continued support, patience, and understanding. There is much more to share in the months ahead, and we look forward to seeing you in Metropolis next year. Now, it's interesting that they don't really specify exactly how they're trying to make the experience better.
You know who would be better than King Shark? Not in general, I love King Shark, but Solomon Grundy. Immortal. There you go. He could probably fight against Superman. Done.
They don't specifically...
Lobo instead of Deadshot. Just saying.
Say we need to polish this game up.
It seems like they're giving King Shark chains anyways. Lobo, there you go.
Keeping details pretty vague and nebulous. All they say here is that this was a necessary decision. So, questions are going to be raised about whether...
Instead of Harley Quinn, I would have gladly taken Poison Ivy. I would believe that she has some kind of plant growth ability to keep regenerating far before I believe that literally generic psychologist turned madwoman is going to fight Superman.
I don't think it's likely that this is just suddenly not going to be a live service anymore. Even 10 additional months of development is not enough time to completely rework the foundation of this game. This game from the start, it would seem, was built to be a live service, and it's going to stay that way unless they start development from scratch and take a couple more years, which is definitely not going to happen. But I wonder if they're
I forgot about that. It is supposed to be a live service. And I wonder if the fact that a lot of live services just died, it has anything to do with it. A lot of live services are no longer active.
trying to
a lot
rework
of
certain aspects of gameplay or significantly enhance the gameplay that we saw that garnered so much negative feedback, or if it's just a matter of taking what we have already seen and just really polishing it up and giving it additional technical shine. For me, the main thing is they need to spruce up the gameplay because, again, the level design that we saw of shooting those purple blobs, if that's what the whole game is going to be, then I feel like it's
literally, they're just trying to do Fortnite with villains.
going to enter blandness.
And I don't mean like current Fortnite. I mean the original classic Fortnite before it turned into a battle royale, where it literally was just a bunch of stuff showing up, and you had to shoot the big orange, yellowy, glowy things.
Territorial Marvel's Avengers.
Bullet spongy,
Justice League looks better than Marvel's Avengers. It just feels like there's a lot of emphasis on this kind of compromised version of a campaign, where because the game is so primarily focused on multiplayer and live service, they can't make the set pieces that they can make in a single-player experience where it's just its own isolated instance. The fact that there are multiple players involved just complicates everything, technically speaking, and so they can't.
I wonder, are they going to have AI? Are they going to have, not AI, but are they going to have, are they going to have the freaking NPCs? Like, if you're just playing single player, which again, you can't even play single player unless you're connected to the internet, which is like, this is a personal beef, but I refuse to buy games that do that. Like, I don't want anything on my software that needs internet to be connected. I want to be able to play my game even when I can't pay my internet bill. Because at that point, life just sucks. If I can't pay for internet, my life is garbage already, and I need to freaking, I need to let off some steam. I don't need to freaking know that I have games I can't play on top of it.
Set pieces that they can make in single player as they could in the Arkham games. I'm just very curious as to how much more they can really improve upon the poorly received gameplay that we saw back in February. Now, when Jason Schreier first reported on this delay before it was officially announced a few days ago by Warner Brothers, the opinion that Jason Schreier provided is that,
I'm just saying, Wonder Woman by herself. You don't even need the rest of them. Literally just Wonder Woman by herself would absolutely obliterate everyone on that roster, all the main characters.
a delay like this is mainly for polish, not to overhaul the core gameplay that caused the backlash. Suicide Squad started off as a game...
Like, you can make an argument about Batman, right? Because Batman's been defeated by multiple villains before in the past. He always makes a comeback, he always perseveres in the end, but he's been defeated. Frickin' Bane beat him a couple times, actually.
As a service, and will
Frickin' Bane! I just thought of that. Bring Bane in here. Where's the Mexican representation? No, I'm gonna start demanding, man.
Main one, short of a complete reboot, which would require a much longer delay.
Team Fortress 2 ripoff. Yeah, basically.
I do feel like, based on the timing of things, the delay in part wasn't just them suddenly realizing, oh crap, we need to polish the game more. It was definitely like a reaction to the negative feedback, the negative optics, the negative reception, and the backlash surrounding that gameplay footage. I feel like this 10-month-long delay was very much largely influenced by the way that footage was received. And also, it does put them out of the release window of major blockbuster video game releases like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, I'm calling it right now, only because of what's the current climate, not even for the game itself yet, but just the current climate, the games that we're getting, and what the games we're not getting. I get the feeling Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is gonna, go big. That's my prediction. I'm not saying game of the year, but I'm saying a contender. That's just a random wild guess. That's not. I'm not a specialist in any of it. That's just a wild guess based on what I'm seeing right now. A lot of games are just pushing a bunch of stuff we don't want. Nobody's giving us what we do want. Nintendo seems to still be giving us exactly what we want. Nothing more, nothing less.
The trailer for that, by the way, looks incredible. And around that time,
I said the same thing about this is a personal. I said the same thing about the Super Mario Brothers movie, where I said nobody cares about politics and all this other crazy stuff in media. Just give me an exciting, awesome movie. And I got a lot of people saying to me that it wasn't going to be good. And when the initial reviews came out, it's like at 50%. But it's going crazy.
4 and Final Fantasy
it already beat freaking Frozen.
In part, this delay does take Suicide Squad out of that crowded release window where Suicide Squad is less likely to succeed. These are games that have been receiving a lot of excitement, a lot of hype. Media outlets have been.
Has anybody know, is Diablo 4 still good? I've been seeing a lot of thumbnails saying like, oh, bad news about Diablo 4. I want to try it. I haven't, I was gonna buy Diablo 3, but it was way too late for me to buy it, and I had nobody to get on with me. But now I actually want to really get into Diablo, and Diablo 4 seems awesome. So at least that beta that Asmongold played, it looked freaking sick with the cultists that like trick you. I want to try it.
Been reporting positive impressions. People have been reacting to marketing footage for all
or
of these
Basie or
games, really
Xbox.
positively.
Dude,
the gameplay.
Hold on, hope. I guarantee you at some. How's it going, Master Sam? Dude, Roxanne, hold on, hope. I guarantee you at some point there's gonna be maybe not a full release game. It's gonna be a remaster. I'm calling it right now. Portal, Team Fortress 2. I don't know about Team Fortress 2, but friggin' Half-Life maybe. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they did a remaster. It's getting really big right now.
That we've seen for these have all looked really good, which couldn't be said for Suicide Squad.
I could see them trying to bring
Squad
back
was
Team Fortress 2 as a live service
by these.
But
releases.
I don't
And so
think
part of it
Steam
was
is
definitely that business
or
move of,
Valve
oh,
is.
We
Not to be mean, but I don't think Valve is dumb enough to try to turn Team Fortress 2 into a live service. I think they would, even though it practically was to a certain extent with the hats and all that. But you know, I'm just saying it would be a bad move for them to try to go full microtransaction live service.
Have gotten such negative reception,
especially after people waiting so long for a game.
It is not a good idea right now to launch this game during a time when we've got these major IPs whose new entries are being so much more positively received. And now the question is, will Suicide Squad kill the Justice League? Will Rocksteady take full advantage of those 10 months to ensure that next time we see gameplay, things will just look significantly more refined. Set pieces will look more compelling. Level design, mission design, activity design, all these things. If they'll rework, at the very least, the characters in a way that they have more individuality so that the heroes don't just feel like vanilla third-person shooter characters, and instead, their main kit, instead of shooting the guns that you're supposed to loot in this game, is the stuff that makes those characters unique. Like Captain Boomerang, for example, he shouldn't be shooting most of the time.
I was under the impression that Captain Boomerang freaking hated guns, didn't he? That's why he uses the boomerangs?
Should be using his boomerang most of the time. That should be his primary form of offense. Deadshot being more of a third-person shooter kind of character makes sense, but it just right now feels like all the characters are basically...
Look, makes sense, but I don't want him, like... I want him using the wristband, the wrist gun, more than anything else.
Shot with some unique abilities here and there. I'm not going to hold my breath for that one, though, because this game is meant to be a live service looter shooter where
you know, kind of like a dual-wielding pistols, but with the gauntlets, with the gloves.
You're supposed to grind for high-rarity guns and armor. They want to place the focus on that. If they take the guns away from the player characters, then players will have nothing to grind for, which I think would be a good thing, but then that would mean having to rework the way the game's progression system works, and I don't think 10 months is long enough to go that deep into overhauling the game.
Yeah, I get the feeling this is a classic example of the higher-ups really want to be like, people don't like this, change it, and it's like, that's not enough time to change it. Well, that's how long you have! And it's like, all right, well...
So I largely think the game is going to stay the same, but... who knows? Who knows what they can accomplish in 10 months if they can just spruce things up a bit so that it doesn't just feel like every
it's not
other
gonna help.
live service looter shooter.
If the only thing they do is spruce it up and make it look nicer and stuff like that, it's not going to help. It's really not, because the fact that the gameplay looks like hot garbage is like not the worst parts of it either.
But with a Suicide Squad
again, I'm basically not sold by the fact that I have to connect online.
Then that would maybe
to play
shift some
single player.
sentiments, but as of right now, I just still got a really bad feeling about this game. A 10 months long delay for what we assume to be polish, that isn't enough to get my hopes up that Suicide Squad will be the Suicide Squad
I agree with
game
that.
It's would have wanted out of a company like Rocksteady. But hey, I hope I'm wrong, and only time will tell how all this pans out. In the meantime, though, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are about.
No, 100%. We'll feed the algorithm here, but I just I don't know, man. Like, unless they're literally like, you can't 10 months. I feel like is not enough time to completely rework an entire game. So they're either just going to try to balance it out a little bit more, so it's not as grindy. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what they could possibly do that's going to like sell me on it. They would have to remove. Portal does get an RTX update, but hey, we got something. Oh, that's awesome, dude. RTX, but then you have to buy a freaking high-powered card to be able to play that. What was I saying? But like, my only thing is, first of all, I don't want to be online because your live service is gonna die, like way faster than you promised. Like, you're not Modern Warfare. You're not Fortnite. You're not Apex Legends. Like, you're not going to get that audience is already somewhere else. You're just not getting them. So your fan base, just to begin with, is just the DC loyal people. And DC loyal people get so much garbage handed to them, spoon-fed to us. Us, not them, us. I'm a freaking DC fanboy too. I love Marvel, I love DC equally. But we get so much garbage spoon-fed to us that at this point, it's just annoying. Because it's like, come on, dude. Like, you can do it. Look at the animated movies. Like, to this day, the Wonder Woman animated movie, her origin story, I think it's 100 times better than the live-action Wonder Woman. I love the live-action Wonder Woman movie. I mean, but the animated one is so much better, in my opinion, because it shows an entire war between, Wonder Woman's mother and the God of War, and then how she had to murder her child. And that's when Wonder Woman came into the picture later on, after that war against her husband. But so it's a much better, interesting story to me. And plus, even the Green Lanterns helped in that war. So it was way more epic. Anyway, so the point is, like, right off the bat, get rid of the cast. I don't like any of them in this game, in this form. It makes zero sense to me if they're going to be fighting Superman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Batman. I don't know if Green Lanterns or Martian Manhunter is going to be in it, but if they are, don't use them. It makes zero sense to have them in there. I'm sure they're going to do some crazy, like, oh, they got juiced up by Bane's juice or something. But it's like, Bane would be better, Solomon Grundy would be better to replace King Shark. We'll check out the actual, I do want to check out the actual Suicide Squad. I want to see the gameplay. But right off the bat, as we go, is this the official, is the co-op gameplay? Okay, yeah, this is it. Like easy changes. Captain Boomerang, replace him with Sinestro, Yellow Lantern. There you go. You could make him just fire yellow freaking, pew pew pews, yellow pew pews. Like, it's easy.
Let's bust something up.
Oh, you know what? Hold on a sec. Hello, Brainiac? Is it happening now?
P.S. Brainiac's awesome. I like him, though he can be a little bit annoying at times.
Great.
I forgot about Half-Life Alyx. It is so awesome. Haven't played that one. I'll be real with y'all. I haven't played a single Half-Life game. Not a one. I would love to try it out at some point, but that's gonna be in the sometime in the future if I ever do play it.
Good news! You want Luther, all you have to do is come and get him.
That was it. Vibrate your hand, stick it through their chest, rip their hearts out. Done. Anyone here seen the Flash TV show? That's all you gotta do. That's what Thawne did. Throw on friggin' Reverse Flash, just vibrate your hand through their chest, grab the heart, done. You don't even have to rip the heart out. You literally just have to stop vibrating your hand while it's in the chest and squish, and it's over. So right off the bat, I'm no longer terrified of Flash. He's nerfed to all heck, as far as I'm concerned. I hate when movies do this. Do that at them. what you just did, but pointed at them. Like, like what kind of a bad guy are you? I thought you were trying to take over the world.
Task Force X, what the hell was that?
Flash is alive.
And he has Luther.
One damn
He also left us alive for literally no reason.
thing at a time. That artillery is gonna wreak havoc on our front line. If there's a snowball's chance in hell you can destroy it, I expect you to, no matter the cost. Are we clear?
Yeah. Where the snowball?
Time to light them all up.
Incoming Harley!
They really just turned Harley into Batman, basically.
Out of my way.
Guess Quinn ain't holding anything back for later.
Hold my beer, guys.
Yeah, Harley Quinn just feels like Batman now.
Let's dance.
The frick says when can Captain Boomerang teleport? Okay, yeah, so they gave him some fancy equipment to basically not make them the villains that they are. when you have to give your characters other superpowers that they don't have, it's like just pick one of the guys that already has the superpowers you're looking for. And yes, Solomon Grundy has been used, I believe, by the Suicide Squad.
Focus our fire on this tank.
Why do we never get reinforcements?
Thunder upon this tank.
Yes. Spot you, mate.
Like, even better, use a Mazo. He can copy any villain's, like, freaking powers. Or any hero's powers.
Love explosion.
Actually, that would be a little bit overpowered, too, on our end. Here's a game recommendation for you, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You probably already played it, but because returning to it would be great, but it's a fun game, and it still seems like to gather a lot of attention these days. I'll definitely look into that one. Honestly, it all depends as well on the language. Like, there's still certain words, but I would be down to play that, for sure. Maybe I'll probably, if I do it, it'll probably be closer to the release of Grand Theft Auto 6. That way we can get, like, a whole, you know, go from San Andreas to Grand Theft Auto 6.
Incoming.
Send this chopper flying!
Roger that, Quinn.
Graphics look good. Yeah, they do look good, which is why I'm confused as to why they're saying they're gonna polish it more. It's like, it doesn't need polishing, dude. I feel like it's all the other issues that are really the major problem here.
We got more company. Go, Shark, go.
Senseless violence. Love it.
Nail that weak spot, squad.
No worries. Boom. Job done.
You came through, Boomer.
Just call me the pinball wizard.
That was just the Flash. Like, you really turned Harley Quinn into Batman, and you turned Captain Boomerang into the Flash. Like, and this is just the Hulk. You convinced me otherwise. This is just the Hulk.
Unstoppable.
Quinn, there's more of them.
Thank you! Die already! Guys, this one won't die already!
Killing it out there, Hal. Come on.
Here comes the boom!
Huge target. Get on it now.
I'm just saying, if you were to tell me minigun or cricket bat, I feel like the bat isn't gonna do as much damage. I'm just saying. Like maybe you have super strength, but the tree that bat is made out of didn't have super strength. It's still a piece of wood. Talking about the textures, do they look a bit low res? Yeah, it's definitely more stylized as opposed to high end graphics, but
Like a wave.
But, like, you can definitely make a good game with low-end graphics or more stylized stuff. I really like Deadshot's mask, though. This is a much cooler variant from ones I've seen.
Ouch!
I love our escapades.
What happened to Flash? He's the one who set this all up. He brought that tank here, and he wasn't gonna protect it? Why'd you bring the tank then? Who this? Who you?
So, how'd the whole taking down the Flash thing go?
Still in play?
Who is this? Is this supposed to be Lex Luthor?
Now get out of my way. I have work to do.
Like what I just say? Where were you during all of that?
Well, hey there, sleepyhead. We've got an interrogation to get back to. Hey. You think I'm just gonna let you walk away?
You will, though. You say you're not going to, but you definitely will. I can guarantee you will.
And tell these guys everything you know? You think they can stop us?
They will, because you're not using your powers for some reason.
Pathetic.
Pathetic? At least I'm not a big hero turned stooge for a spaceman.
No, but you've been a stooge for a spaceman many times, actually, of your own will. Like, a lot, actually. Remember when Thrawn, Reverse Flash, convinced you to go defeat the Flash, but then it turned out that he stuck a bomb on you? And you were gonna blow up, and then you were like, oh, I gotta go ask the Justice League for help. Because remember that? You remember Captain Boomerang? Remember? You remember.
Okay, Boomerang. You want to see what a real hero can do? I'll show you.
Flash, how do I stop this?
Freaking make her the leader of the team. What? I thought she was also freaking brainwashed. Freaking have her lead the Suicide Squad as like a, I don't want to help you because, you know, Batman told me y'all are, the Amanda Waller is like, the wall is bad. But, you know, it would, that's a perfect freaking character. Make her a shield, like, to be able to stop bullets and stuff. High defense?
Please, tell me how.
You have to kill us, Diana. We have to die to save the world.
Just saying, we finally got a freaking Justice League game, and we're gonna kill the Justice League. I wanna fly around as Superman. I wanna freaking, like, I got my fix with Batman, right? Arkham Knights, Arkham Asylum, all that. I got my fix. I'm good. I'm happy about it. Like, you could have, like, I'm just saying, you could have even brought in freaking Aquaman, and like, cause he has a bunch of super strength and stuff outside of the water. So it would make sense that he wouldn't, like, get defeated easily by Superman. Like, he can take Superman punches. That's a real thing. Hey, have you ever watched...